This is me, and this is my dog. Her name is Padme, as in Queen Amidala, as in the fictional character from the prequel trilogy of Star Wars played by Natalie Portman. I was a really big Star Wars fan back in the day. She also goes by Pad, or Paddy Wagon, or even Padawan Apprentice. When I'm really feeling the love, I'll say her name like Padme. I got her when I was 21. I was living in a tiny studio in Costa Mesa, going to school full-time, working as the editor of my college newspaper, and cashiering part-time at a health food store. Yet I desperately wanted a puppy, and I thought I could handle it all by myself, even on top of my responsibilities. After just a month or so, I had to move back in with my parents so they could help me raise her. We found each other at a rescue fair, which is basically where a bunch of pet rescue organizations come together so that people like me can find the animal companion they've been looking for. Padme was the runt of a litter of puppies that one rescue organization had saved from a kill pound that was about to put the litter down because they probably had pit bull in them. As Padme grew up though, we realized she looks far less like a pit bull than we thought she would. In fact, we still don't know what her lineage is. I don't care to do the test because it really doesn't matter to me. But I'm convinced she has some pit in her as well as some Vizsla and Ridgeback. The hair on her back stands up on end when she's all riled up and she cuddles like a Vizsla. She's a people dog. She loves to be around the family. When she sleeps with you, she sleeps right up against you like a rock and you can't move her. She has these wonky ears I call her Yoda ears. One falls flat and the other one is creased, and I really don't know which one's the bad ear and which one's the right one. They're both right to me. She's also bow-legged. Pad has always been the perfect size. She could totally be an athlete if she wanted to, but napping in the light of a window with her nose tucked in a blanket is more her speed. She's 9 years old, but she's kind of like a forever puppy because of her size and because she still has a lot of energy. And when she tries to play with the cats, who really are not interested, she doesn't take it personally. Padme has also perfected her version of a butterfly kiss. If she likes you, she'll get really close to you and sniff lightly and not blink for a long time, but she won't lick you. Or most of the time she doesn't. It's nice. It's like getting a doggy kiss with all the intimacy and without the slobber. But by far my favorite thing about Padme is how she looks at me. Most of the day she has a look of deep concern, and when we're hanging out together, she stares at me like she's madly in love with me. It's like we're soulmates. I know it's true love because I'm not even the one to feed her every day. She just wants to be around me. When I started noticing the gray hairs on her muzzle, it hit me that Pad won't be around forever, and it broke my heart. She's the most amazing dog, literally perfect. I wouldn't change a single thing about her. Even when her tail whips me and it stings, even when she barks at people when they come over because she thinks she's protecting me, even when she runs away from her poop on walks, making it really difficult and slightly humiliating to pick up. I love her. She's my little queen. If you allow me to take just a minute, I'd like to talk about something that's really important to me. Something Padme helped me realize more than she knows. My dog has her own personality. She's an individual just like your dog is an individual. Same goes for cats. Have you ever had an animal typically deemed a farm animal for a companion, such as a chicken or a goat or a pig? Those animals are individuals too. When we bring animals into our homes and give them names, it's much easier for us to see their individuality. It's so blatantly obvious to us. Even though animals don't speak human language, we can make entire videos about their personalities and quirks because they are unique. And raise your hand if you ever talked about your dog for hours with someone explaining all the little things they do to make your heart melt. But when animals are raised for human consumption, either for food, fashion, or otherwise, it's more difficult for us to see them as individuals with personalities and even families. I was plant-based for a long time before one day I was looking at one of our cats and realized how vastly different he was from our other cat, his brother from the same litter. Then I thought about Padme and how different she was from all the other dogs I knew. And I suddenly saw in my mind the millions of cows, chickens, turkeys, sheep, goats, and pigs that humans have bred into existence for the sole cause of killing them for their body parts or secretions. This completely shook me. Pigs in gestation crates, free-range hens who are exploded for their menstruation cycles, baby calves taken away from their mothers so we can steal their milk, baby male chicks who are ground up or suffocated simply because they don't produce eggs. Each of these animals differs from their neighboring animal in the crate next to them. Animals we arbitrarily call farm animals are not machines. They are individuals just like Padme is, just like your dog or cat is. When I realized this, a light went on. This is now why I don't eat meat, cheese, milk, or eggs. To eat these products is to support violent industries that perpetuate such cruelty against individual lives that I can't even show it on YouTube without a graphic images warning. Imagine someone like Padme, or your own companion animal, being brought into this world just so humans can consume their body parts or the things that come out of them. It's horrid, and it makes my stomach churn. Because the reality is, dogs are just like other animals. They all feel pain, have families, and fear torture. They just want to live their lives. If I wouldn't pay someone to kill a dog, why would I pay someone to kill a pig, cow, fish, chicken, turkey, or sheep? These are individual lives too. I know there is a lot of violence in the world that I can do nothing to prevent. There are many innocent lives, both human and non-human, that I can try my best, but can do very little to defend. But choosing a vegan lifestyle is the easiest thing I can do to promote more peace in this complicated world. It feels so good to choose almond milk instead of the breast milk from a cow, lentils and beans instead of the flesh of a fish or turkey, tofu scramble instead of the eggs of a hen. It's so easy to choose vegan ice cream, vegan mozzarella, vegan parmesan, vegan sausage, and vegan pizza, not only because the options are literally everywhere, but also because Padme reminds me every day that she just wants to be loved. Thank you, Padme, for looking me directly in the eye and teaching me one of the greatest lessons.